Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue, Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue.
Flex. Buckle up and join the best. Let Citi relieve your stress. So yes, let the music soothe your soul and keep it going just to refresh. Buckle and enjoy the ride from 2 to the half of the 5. Mondays to Fridays happening live. Where we gon' have a ball, you can text your guys. Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, us too. Are you ready for the Traffic Avenue? Let me tell you what you really gotta do. You can count on us, we come through. We got everything you need, us too. An applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, the Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue, the show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh, Traffic Avenue.
95, 96, 97.3 Citi FM. It doesn't get any better than that.
Detailed news, unparalleled coverage. City News on 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadu here tonight with
Ejibi Wiafe Akente.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes. Two people killed after a helicopter crashed in Tema. We'll tell you what we know from the information we've gleaned so far in relation to that accident. Also coming up, President John Dramani Mahama directs twice the intake into Ghana's security services, moving from 5,000 to 10,000 annually for the next 4 years. And later on Eyewitness News, former NPP chairman Freddie Blay arrested, arraigned and remanded in police custody over his alleged involvement in a land dispute in the Eastern region. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
Bank of Ghana cautions global risk could affect inflation progress.
That's in 50 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a number of affiliate stations, including on Ajunpa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, both in Takrady. In Sunyani in the Bono region on Greener 95.9 FM, in Kawiye in the Ashanti region on Ajunpa 99.9 FM, in the Volta region in Hohwe on Heritage 107.3 FM and Freedom 88.1 FM in Sogakope. In the Northern region on Radio Gaki 88.3 FM in Saboba. In Upper East on Quality FM 88.7 in Garu. And also in Bolgatanga on Bolga 102.7 FM. In the Northeast region we are in Nalerigu on Nobia 98.1 FM in the newly created region's capital. And in the Upper West region, we are on Pupeli Radio 92.7 in Wa. We are live on YouTube, live on Facebook, and we are interactive. Join us with your messages 0549 986 996, 0549 986 996. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. You can also send your messages by mentioning my handle at Umaru Sanda or at Citi973. We start off with a breaking news story coming through from Tema, and it has to do with an accident, aviation that it. We are told that an aircraft has crashed. Sami Wiafi is our head of news editor here at Citi FM and Channel 1 Television, and he's joining me in studio. Sami, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Sandra.
What have we picked up so far?
So this afternoon, around the hours of 3 p.m. and 4 p.m., there were social media reports of another crash involving a helicopter here in Accra, Tema to be precise. We did our checks, and if it came out that indeed it is true, The Ghana Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed. The Ghana National Fire Service has also confirmed this particular accident. Just before we came on air, there was a statement issued by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority confirming that indeed such an incident happened. And with your permission, I'll read the statement as released by the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. It says, Accra, Ghana, Monday, 16th March 2026. It says the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority can confirm that a micro-light aircraft with registration number 9GADV crashed in Tema on Monday, 16th March 2026. The aircraft was flying from Ho to Accra, estimating Accra at 1520Z. The lost contact with the aircraft on radio was 1418Z. There were 2 people or 2 persons on board. Further details will be provided in due course. So, Sana, when you go to social media, you see videos of disturbing images and graphics in respect of what really had happened at Tema. You see burnt bodies of the persons supposedly to be in this aircraft as and when it crashed. Earlier, there were conflicting reports that 3 people had died. But then from the statement from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, 2 people they have confirmed were in this aircraft, and the 2 people we are told are no more here with us on. And so this is the statement from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. As we speak, the Ghana National Fire Service is on the ground trying to put the situation under control, because we are told that quite a number of residents have swarmed the place. Ghanaians already, when these things happen, you see scores of Ghanaians moving to these grounds. But we are told as of now that the police and the National Fire Service officials are on the ground to control the situation and ensure that we don't record further casualties in this particular aircraft accident that we have recorded today in the Tema area.
So, Sami, lots of people saying, some are saying an airplane, some are saying a helicopter. In fact, we are not sure and certain until you just read that statement there. So the statement does not use the word helicopter. It says a micro-light aircraft.
Yes.
And so I've just gone on Google to see what a micro-light aircraft is. And it says that micro-light aircraft or ultralights are lightweight powered 1 or 2 seat aircraft designed for recreational flying, featuring low stall speeds, usually under 45 knots, with a maximum takeoff mass generally around 450 to 600 kilograms. They come in flex wing, trike or fixed wing, 3-axis types. So offering an affordable, agile alternative to traditional aviation. So, Sami, if you look in the sky, sometimes there are these small, we call them small helicopter, but actually the name is micro-light aircraft, usually for tourism purposes.
Yeah.
I mean, where I grew up at Astra Junction, they used to fly from Afienya. They have this aviation or airstrip around Afienya. They used to fly. We see them. In fact, we used to call them rubber plane. So I think that's what it is. Some have 3 ties and some, I think, 2, and they take maximum or minimum 2 or even 1, actually. I'm looking at the pictures here. They look very tiny, actually. And so that's what we are told crash. Let me go to the fields. I mean, thank you so much. Let me go to the crash site and speak to Elizabeth Okanse. She's here with us in the Citi newsroom, despite her to check for us what exactly is happening. Lizzie, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Which part of Tema is this, and what can you see, or what have you seen so far?
All right, sure. So right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm at Committee 1, where it actually happens at Onukun Park. So as I'm speaking to you, we have police officers and then the Ghana National Service here who are trying to, salvage the situation here. And so as I'm speaking, from the information I'm gathering from grounds is that 2 people have already been confirmed dead, and actually some are in critical condition. And so this is the situation here, and then we can see that some of the NADMO directors are around and trying to see what they can do to salvage the information. And the police too are here. I can see some military men too also here trying to cover the situation. And so that's what is happening on ground now.
Elizabeth, you said this happened at a park. Is it a school park? Is it a regular community park? What kind of place is this? I mean, You've
So as I'm speaking to you, so it happened in the school park at a specific confined place. And so where it happened actually is a small place in a house, I think a house. So it crashed into a house, and then behind the house, that's where it actually happened. And so as I'm speaking to you, we have CID officers, police officers, and the rest here. And we have NADMO director. So I'm trying to see how I can survey the information. Right now, we have the Canal Service Police trying to speak to the media first. So I would like to connect to that. And
yes, please do that. So we hear.
Okay.
Around 59 that we got, 259 that we got information that we got information that some of the there's a fire outbreak at Committee 1, like 18, and so we proceeded and realized when we came here, we realized that it was not a fire involving a building, but an aircraft that was on fire. We realized that per the information we gathered earlier, that it was hovering in circles trying to find a way of landing, and unfortunately, it landed at the TMA daycare school. The aircraft had to land just close to the wall in the school. None of the kids in the school got hurt. The teachers are also safe. There's no casualty recorded in terms of the occupants of the school. The only casualties that we have are the two that are feared dead. The aircraft, as we speak, we've been able to cordon off the area with the assistance of the police, the fire officers, and the personnel from the Ghana Armed Forces who are here. And so every part of the vehicle is protected, and we are awaiting the arrival of personnel from the civil aviation to come in and also take charge from here. So this is an interagency investigation that is ongoing. We are doing our part. The police will also do their part. Civil aviation will do their part. The Ghana Armed Forces will also do their part, so that we can all get to the conclusion, the conclusive cause of this accident this afternoon. Are you able to establish the ownership of the aircraft? Again, let me correct that it is not a military aircraft, as is being reported. It is not a military aircraft, but the ownership of the aircraft is yet to be known. Where it is coming from is also not known now. We'll await when we should get the flight plan. We'll know where it was coming from, where it moved from, where it was heading towards, and maybe what caused the accident.
So please, in the aircraft, how many people were on board when it happened? If you can give us a bit of...
I already said there were 2 persons on board. And these 2 persons, the bodies have been retrieved and sent to the police morgue for preservation and autopsy. We are yet to confirm that report, as you're saying. We are yet to confirm the report. So if it is flying from Ho, then you are telling me that it's flying from Ho, but we have not ascertained where it was coming from. We will be able to confirm it when they arrive. How long did it take? We arrived here 3 minutes after, and within the next 4 or 5 minutes, we were able to douse the fire. And we tried extricating the mangled, the bodies from the mangled aircraft and retrieve them for the preservation.
Thank you so much. Who's your full name?
I'm Divisional Officer 2 in Zayenzu, the Public Relations Officer for Ghana National Fire Service Technology.
Okay, so that's the situation on Alexander. We just heard from the Divisional Fire Service Officer here on ground.
Okay, now, aside what the officer has just said to us, do you know whether there were injuries to people who were on the ground? Looking at the general surrounding area, because we are told that the aircraft is a very small one, what's the extent of damage, if there's been any damage at all to property on the ground?
Okay, actually, when I got here, from the fire service man, he said that no casualty was confirmed or caused at the moment. But from the police, we can say that it's just the building, the wall building that has had a little impact. And then as I'm speaking to you, there are some trees that have been cut down and trying to, control the situation. And as I'm speaking to you, we have officers here on ground, NADMO, we have military officers, CIDs, all of them here trying to, see what they can do to, calm the situation. And so this is what is happening on ground now.
Are you able to see any part of the aircraft? Do you have any inscriptions written on it that can give us a clue as to who may own it, and whether it's for tourism purposes? Are you able to see anything inscribed or written on the aircraft?
Yes. So right now, looking at the situation of the aircraft, I'll see that it's really burned into ashes, most parts of it. And the only inscription I can see is 9G to be with the rest burned out. So I'll say that the state of the aircraft is not even good at all. And the aircraft here it is actually damaged. The situation is really, really bad here.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Lizzie. And do stay safe over there.
All right.
That's Elizabeth Kabuki Okanse. She is my colleague here in the City newsroom who is reporting for us from Community 1 Site 18 in Tema, where a light aircraft crashed this afternoon. So we've been educated. It is not a helicopter. The Ghana Civil Aviation Authority describes it as a micro-light aircraft with registration number 9GADV. It crashed in Tema this afternoon. And the aircraft, according to the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, was flying from Ho to Accra, and it crashed. The last contact we were told with the aircraft on radio was around 2 p.m. and it crashed around 3 p.m. There were 2 persons on board. Both of them, we are told, have died. The Civil Aviation Authority is moving to the ground to conduct further investigations. The fire service, though, has moved in. The National Disaster Management Organization, the Ghana Police Service, have cordoned off the place as investigations continue. The 2 persons who were on board, their bodies have been sent to the morgue for preservation and autopsy while investigations continue. So that is the information we are having. Very sad news coming through. The crashing of an aircraft at Tema Community 1 Site 18. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Kuma has always dreamt of commanding his own military forces.
Attention! Eyes right, stand at ease.
Because that dream is still a vision in progress, he spends his time commanding his money with the EcoBank mobile app.
Operation Supplier Payment. Dispatch 1,000 units of currency from Accra to Benin. Move! Move!
Sometimes he wants a little extra control so that he can buy only what he needs.
Command Center mobile app. Activate virtual card protocol and initiate payments for sneakers and t-shirts. Abort mission for leather coat payment.
Even when the general is fast asleep, his standing order marches out to sort his bills. With the EcoBank mobile app, you can command your money to make safe transactions in Ghana and across 33 African countries. Download the EcoBank mobile app on the Play or App Store today.
By the left, about turn.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. EcoBank will never call or send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. And what time when you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same right. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protection protector. And what they boss my mind self be the 3-in-1 action no. Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish Magobe fast then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you have the Magobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
The gogo.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Yeah, welcome back. Freddie Blay will be spending the night tonight, that is, and maybe a number of nights in police custody. Freddie Blay served as Member of Parliament for Elembele. He was Deputy Speaker of Parliament. He became acting chairman of the New Patriotic Party and was elected eventually as the national chairman of the New Patriotic Party. He was in court today in the Eastern region, and we were told that the court remanded him into police custody, and he's going to remain there for at least 2 weeks unless some other intervening factors arise. Our court or legal affairs correspondent is Hansen Ajiman. He has information on this particular story. Hansen, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Sander.
Where did this happen?
So the arrest took place in Accra, but the court proceedings happened in Cheriponi in the Eastern region. Now, the arrest took place in Accra because the warrant for his arrest was effected by the Accra police, and his usual residential places in Accra, specifically, is Legon, and so he was arrested and sent to the CID police. He was handed over to police from the Eastern region, and then once it is a bench arrest for you, immediately you are arrested. You need to be brought before the court, and he was sent to court, and his lawyers prayed for bail and was denied, and he's been remanded. We are told by lawyers that the next agenda date is April 9, 2026.
So he was arrested this morning, appeared in court this morning, and was remanded.
Exactly.
What do we know as to the reason for the arrest? What did he do wrong?
So what we know is that it's a matter relating to a land dispute that has its own alleged criminal element. And so what we are told is that he allegedly ordered the demolition of a structure being built in Kitase in the Eastern region. Complaints were made to the police in Cheriponi. He was invited for investigation. He failed to honor the invitation of the police. Charges were then leveled against him. And in April 2025, when he was expected to appear before the court, he refused. Last year, he refused to do so, and on that basis, a bench warrant was issued for him. At least these are the initial reports that we had when the case came out. Then we reached out to persons close to him, and they confirmed that yes, indeed, there's a matter of dispute about the land in Kitase. However, evidence or the facts available to them is that Freddie Blay bought the land in 1994, and he bought it around the time a number of MPP activists and politicians at the time had houses around the area, and so the source actually mentioned some of these persons. In January 2025, he sought to visit this particular land. When he went there, he found out it was bushy, and so he asked that it should be cleared. And it was based on that, later the complainant in the instant case said he had actually destroyed his land. We are told that the matter was litigated at the High Court. The said complainant won, but Freddie Blay had appealed and the appeal is yet to conclude.
Okay, let's hear from his lawyer now. Gregory Asiedu is lawyer for Freddie Blay. Mr. Asiedu, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Omari, thank you very much.
So this is information we picked up. I'd want you to confirm for us that your client was arrested today and put before court and remanded.
Yes. So sometime Friday, we received notice of a bench warrant issued from the Akropong Circuit Court. So on Friday, he engaged me that he has just, gotten wind of the fact that a circuit court had issued a bench warrant against him. So immediately, I had conference with him. Then he informed me that he was never served with any summons. So I was very confused because when I look at our criminal procedure and even our fair trial rules, once he hasn't been served with a summons, a court cannot issue a bench warrant for the person's arrest. So immediately, what I did was that we put together an application for the rescission of the warrants, and the application was filed to be moved on Monday. So I attended the court. I was in Akropong as at 6:50. And when I got there, I was told that the judge was on relieving duties at Mampong and that he would be returning at 10 a.m. So at 10 a.m., the matter was called. And when it was called, I appeared before the judge together with the lawyer from the Attorney General's department. Then I informed the judge that he's not been served. In fact, there's no evidence on record that he has been served. And if you look at Section 63, it prescribes that the person be served personally. If it is impossible for him to be served personally, then you subscribe to the alternative which has been prescribed under Section 65 by affixing a copy of the said summons at a conspicuous place of his house. This was also not done. So I told the court all this, coupled with the fact that we attached his confidential medical record, that the man is bedridden, he's not well. And we informed the court that this is a lawyer who has been practicing for over 45 years. He wouldn't have notice of criminal proceedings and not attend. It just doesn't make sense. So the court should permit us. He's undergoing medical treatment. The court should give us about 3 weeks, which was what the doctor stated in the letter. And after 3 weeks, we would attend the court so that he has his day, because at the end of the day, what he's being accused of is very unreasonable. This is a matter we are litigating in the Koforidua High Court. As it stands now, the records are being compiled, for the appeal. And this land, he bought it as far back as 1994. And even the survey reports show that the lands are different. The lands are very distinct. So there are lots of things that we don't understand. And what actually surprises me the most is the fact that when the matter was recalled, when the judge caused his arrest and he was brought to the court later at 3 p.m., we moved the court, we informed the court that we don't have a copy of the charge. In fact, we've never seen it. The Attorney General agreed that yes, we've not been served with the charge sheet, which makes our point. Based on that, the judge actually stood the matter down for an hour. We went through the charge sheet for his plea to be taken. After taking his plea, we moved the court for bail. And we told the court that, as the Attorney General has conceded, we never got notice of the summons. So it wasn't that he was aware and he was running away from the court. He wouldn't do that. The Attorney General, based on this, decided that we're not going to oppose the application. Yet, the judge still remanded him to the 9th of April. So we are taking further steps. We are definitely going to lodge an appeal at the Koforidua High Court. So, currently, that is what has happened. So, yes, it's true that he was arrested.
So you went with him to the court today?
Yes.
Now, was it the case that the prosecution or the state opposed your position, or the judge on his or her own decided that your client has to be remanded?
The prosecution didn't oppose the application based on the reason I stated. And I mean, clearly when you're looking at bail, it's just to secure the attendance of the accused person. And this person is definitely not going to run away from the jurisdiction. There's no evidence to show that he actually attempted running away because of this case. In fact, he's been in his house through and through. And they are aware. They know where he lives. So when we told the court, the prosecution were like, yes, I mean, clearly he's going to appear to stand trial. So they are not going to oppose the application. But the judge decided against that. But, I mean...
And what was the judge's reason for this decision?
His reason, in summary, is that the summons has been pending since January. And because the summons has been pending since January, and he has not attended the court, he's delaying the proceedings. Based on that, he's going to remand him, which means he's using bail to punish him for someone that was not served on him. It's very difficult to even understand his position because clearly you don't have any evidence on the record that he was even served. So all these things, I mean, it just beats my understanding. But that's what happened in court. So based on that, he remanded him to the 9th of April.
The 9th of April, I'm just looking at my calendar. I think that's more than 2 weeks. Is that part of the procedure?
Really and truly, the law does not actually, but for criminal matters, usually it shouldn't exceed a month, to be fair. But for something like bail, we were thinking he would have given us a shorter date. But before he delivered the ruling, he asked for both lawyers to actually check their diaries and confirm if what date will be convenient for them. Then I made a prayer to him. He had not delivered his ruling yet. That based on what I brought to the court regarding his health situation, I will plead with the court that he be given 3 weeks to just undergo medical treatment. So if the case can be adjourned for 3 weeks, so that is what I suggested to the court. So when I suggested that, then he asked the prosecution lawyer, and he was like, he was not opposed to my request. So he later confirmed from his clerk that 9th April was available. Then we chose that date. Then at the back of that, he delivered this ruling. Yes. So as for the date, I mean, he conferred with us. But if we knew that he was going to deny, because the application was unopposed, so we were thinking that once, I mean, if he's even exercising his discretion, obviously he has to exercise it within the remit of Article 296. So we were thinking that, I mean, he's clearly going to admit him to bail so that we attend to the substantive matter.
Now, in this your application for bail, is it going to be? Are you going to use the same forum, or you're going to go to the High Court? What's your plan?
We are going to the High Court. We are not repeating it before him. We are going to the High Court. We don't think. I mean, let me just. Yeah, we are going to the High Court. We're going to the High Court.
Sorry, I missed that.
We'll be going to the High Court. We are not repeating it before the Circuit Court at Acropon.
Very well. And how soon are you doing that?
We are filing the application tomorrow. We are hopeful we'll get a short date so the application can be taken, because clearly the Attorney General's office are not opposed to our application.
Okay.
So we are hopeful that based on that, the court will give us a shorter date.
So this is not prison custody. I wouldn't expect that he'll be in Sawam. Do you know which police station Freddie Blay is going to spend the night at?
So he's currently at the Ebri police station.
Ebri police station. So he'll be in the cell?
Yes.
Thank you for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
That's Gregory Asiedu, his lawyer for Freddie Blay, and Freddie Blay, we are told, has been remanded into police custody. He'll be spending the night. Hansen. So typically, what happens?
So basically, what it means is that from this part of the circuit court, he's been remanded. He's expected to appear in court on April 9 and until the higher court, which is the Koforidua High Court, which they'll be appealing to, intervenes. He will be in custody from now until April 9.
Interesting. You were also in court today for another NPP, so from former national chairman to current regional chairman hoping to be national chairman, Wuntumi. He was in court today too. Two different courts. Same problem.
Yes, no, different problems, but similar in nature.
They are all mining related.
Mining related.
Okay.
And so he's facing separate counts for illegal mining. One with respect to the Samurai Boy case, and the other with respect to Tanonim Forest Reserve. The Samurai Boy case has to do with allegedly transferring mineral rights or permitting mining on a concession he owns without the approval of the minister in charge of mines. And then the other, with respect to the Tanonim Forest Reserve case, has to do with mining in a protected forest reserve without permission. The case of importance today was the Samurai Boy case, where the judge presiding over the case, Justice Audrey Kokovite, delivered her ruling on the submission of no case.
So the prosecution finished their case, and Wuntumi's lawyers said there was no case to be answered. So
Yes.
they applied to the court to throw away the matter.
Yes.
So today the judge made a decision on that. And
Yeah,
the judge said what?
The judge made a decision, and she says that based on the evidence that has been used by the prosecution, there's a rebuttable presumption that the accused persons committed offense and that they should open their defense. And
So there's a question to be answered.
They should explain their side of the story, essentially. And she wanted them to take an option. If you are to open your defense, you have some options, whether you would remain silent, whether you testify in person, or you call witnesses. But Wuntumi's lawyer said they wanted to study the ruling of the judge because she didn't read the full ruling in court. She delivered the conclusion and indicated that they can't apply for the the full ruling. But Wuntumi's lawyers, led by Andy Apiakobi, gave indication that they may be tempted to appeal the ruling of the court. And so for the Samurai Boy case, and again, to put it in context of all the prosecutions that have been started by under the watch of Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayine, this is the first of the high-profile cases, at least high-profile cases that the state has finished or closed its case. And after this, we've been told by the judge that yes, the state has been able to, on a face value level, discharge a burden to warrant an answer from the accused persons, and the case has been adjourned to March 26th. And so Wuntumi is expected to explain as to why he gave out his mining concession to another person to mine on it without the requisite permission from the minister in charge of mines.
So this happened today, and they will decide later. And then there's another case where they are just basically starting that one.
Yeah, so
was the Attorney General or his deputy in court?
In the Samurai Boy case, the Attorney General was not in court, and in the Tanonim Forest Reserve case as well, he was not in court, but they were represented by state attorneys who delivered on the part of the state.
Thank you so much, Hansen Ajimanis, our legal affairs correspondent. This Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We have more stories when we return, including the announcement or the directive by the president. Well, recall last week we brought you the story that 500,000 people applied for a vacancy of just 5,000, which means that every year we're going to just recruit 5,000 people into our security services. Now, the president is saying double that figure to 10,000, and that over the next 4 years, recruit 40,000 people instead of 20,000 people. We'll talk more about that. Please stay.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. sector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Ramadan Kareem, a season of peace, blessings, and giving. Electroland Ghana Limited is bringing blessings into your home with special value deals on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO. NASCO TVs from just $699, bottom fridge freezer from $1999, chest freezer from $1999, Samsung 6kg twin tab washing machine for 2,999 Ghana cedis, Samsung microwaves from 1,799 Ghana cedis, TCL 43 inches for 2,999 Ghana cedis, TCL water dispenser for 1,599 Ghana cedis, TCL front load inverter for 5,999 Ghana cedis, Media air cooler for 1,499 Ghana cedis, air fryer, juicer, stand mixer, and blender at all special Ramadan prices. Visit EGL showrooms and authorized dealers nationwide. Call us on 0503-159739 and on our website at www.electrolandgh.com. Electroland Ghana, bringing Ramadan value home.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let me read some of the messages that I've been sending through. It is very sad that Ghana keeps experiencing aircraft crashes. Ghana Aviation Authority should up their game. That's Kennedy Onipayede. Another helicopter crash, well, we are told it's a light craft. What's happening? The President's directive for the double security intake demonstrates his love and care for Ghanaian youth. Abba and Papa Abba. That's Jones Aduboy in La. The accident is unfortunate, sad, and heartbreaking. Government must investigate this matter as soon as possible to prevent such tragedies. My condolences to the families. That's Aziz Donla in Wa. It's always my pleasure listening to you, and my deepest condolences to those who have died, and their gentle souls should rest in peace. I'm Randolph Ubanuto at Ashaiman Atadeka Kasapreko Road. You can send your message to 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Ejubi, what other stories do we have?
The majority in Parliament has dismissed calls by the minority for a refund of 113 million Ghana cedis paid by disqualified applicants in the ongoing security service recruitment exercise. The caucus argues that the previous administration under Akufo-Addo did not refund monies paid by applicants who were disqualified during similar recruitment exercises. Speaking on the floor of Parliament, the Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga described the demand as unfounded.
Mr. Speaker, I've heard my friends on the minority side mention at press conferences that the Interior Minister should refund. Mr. Speaker, they did the same thing, advertised, people paid, and they never refunded 1 Ghana cedis to anyone. I have Hansard of this house recording proceedings here when Ambrose Derry was also hauled before this house and asked the same question about refunding to the young people. So you cannot be discussing refund now. Let's discuss how we can fix the economy so that jobs can be created for all these young people.
Mahama Ayariga further justified the government's decision to allow about 500,000 applicants to compete for only 5,000 positions, stating that the move was intended to give every Ghanaian a fair opportunity.
We promised every young person in this country that we will give them a fair opportunity. So, Mr. Speaker, what we are doing is simply giving every young person a fair opportunity. We could have just gone and gotten, our foot soldiers and just listed them and given them over the same way that the MPP did. But we are not doing that. We are not. We are not. We are giving every young person an opportunity. Now, if 500,000 and over people have applied, it shows the enormity and the problem of unemployment in this country that we need to fix. Because all they are doing is looking for a stable job. That's what these young people want. They just want a stable job. And a job in the security agencies appears to them to be a stable job.
You heard Majority Leader Mahama Ayaraga. However, the Minority Leader Alexander Penyomarkin says the defense by the Majority Caucus undermines the government's reset agenda.
When a system does not offer certainty, it must obviously be reviewed. When a system does not offer clarity, it must certainly be reviewed. But if we would always go back and say, oh, yesterday something happened, it was not good, so we shouldn't talk about it. Mr. Speaker, then what is the essence of a reset? Your slogan is reset, and I'm saying that you are now asking 200,000 people to go and pay 1,600 Ghana Citi each, when in fact you have only vacancy for 5,000. It means 195,000 people, Mr. Speaker, are going to pay 1,600. Multiply that. And Mr. Speaker, in the end, the desperate youth will be frustrated.
That was Minority Leader Alexander Penyomarkin.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama has directed the security services to do something about this particular recruitment issue. Phyllis Kwachu-Ofosu, the Minister for Government Communication, has issued a statement, and it reads, President John Dramani Mahama has held a high-level meeting with the heads of security agencies, Minister for the Interior and Acting Minister for Defense on the ongoing security services recruitment process. Following a briefing on the process, the President has directed that the number of men and women to be recruited to the various security agencies should be increased from 20,000 to 40,000 over a 4-year period. The President has also directed the heads of the security agencies to ensure transparency and fairness in the recruitment process. Present at the meeting were the Chief of Staff, Secretary to the President, Senior Presidential Advisor on Governmental Affairs, National Security Coordinator, Inspector General of Police, Director General of Prisons, Director General Fire Service, Comptroller General of the Ghana Immigration Service, and the Director General of the Narcotics Control Commission. So that's a statement that was issued and signed by Member of Parliament for Abra Sebu Kwamankesi, who is Minister of State in charge of Government Communications, spokesperson to the President, Phyllis Kwachu-Ofosu. AJB, what else do you have?
Executive Director of Transparency International Ghana, Mary Ada, has called on the government to be transparent about President John Dramani Mahama's continued use of his brother's jet for official duties. In an interview with Citi News, she cautioned the government against mixed messaging and any situation that could create a perceived or actual conflict of interest. She also noted assurances from the President's Executive Secretary that the President acknowledges public concerns while urging the government to find a long-term solution for the President's official travel.
We need to come to this discussion from an ethical point of view. The President has been cited in the past for conflict of interest, and so we do not want to see or hear that the President comes again and is being cited again for issues around conflict of interest. No one is saying the President cannot use his brother's aircraft. However, that should be on a private scope. Believe that the discourse around this must be very frank. It is not about the freeness of the aircraft or it being used at no cost to the state. It is not about the President's brother giving it out. It is about all of us accepting that wrong is wrong and we must not continue to entertain it. That is it. As a society, we shouldn't entertain some of these things which could affect us in the future.
You heard Executive Director of Transparency International Ghana, Mary Ada. Member of Parliament for Swami John Darko also says the NDC must apologize to Ghanaians over comments made about the presidential jet. In an interview with Citi News, the Swami MP called on the government to apologize for earlier claims made while in opposition that the old jet was in pristine condition only to now say it is not fit to fly.
Let's be honest. They need to be frank with the people of Ghana. They were wrong and that we insulted Akufo-Addo for nothing. In fact, listen to their chairman, the chairman of the party at the time. In fact, he said that Akufo-Addo is bathing in the plane so that even rainwater, he asked people not to drink rainwater because you might be drinking Akufo-Addo's urine. This is how low they brought the argument that Akufo-Addo wanted the flashiest private jet. That's why he wasn't using our presidential jet. So let them come out and tell the people of Ghana that, look, we lied to you. We were wrong. Okay? And that, indeed, at the time Akufo-Addo was using private jets, our presidential jet was so bad he couldn't have used it. That is why he used it. And that is why we are asking the president to now also resort to using private jets. Because right now, that is it. The president has now resorted to using private jets. And so if they admit that, look, we were wrong, and that Akufo-Addo wasn't as they seem to be, and that there is a need for us to get a new presidential jet. Of course, we are in this country together. Look.
You heard Member of Parliament for Swami John Darko. Away from that, the investigative committee established to probe the findings of the Fourth Estate's documentary Medical Kalabule has submitted its report to the Ministry of Health. Set up by Kwabena Minta Kando in January this year, the committee conducted an independent inquiry into allegations of unethical medical practices at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital and Korle-Bu Teaching Hospital. The report was received by the Deputy Minister, Dr. Grace Ayensu-Dankwa, on behalf of the Health Minister. While presenting the findings, the committee's chairman, Alhaji Dr. Yusuf, indicated that senior resident surgeon at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Dr. Stephen Kusi, had outlined some of the illegalities uncovered during the probe.
So we wish to recommend humbly and respectfully that Dr. Kusi of Greater Accra Regional Hospital should be taken through disciplinary procedure in accordance with due process and the rules of natural justice. We are informed that REACH has initiated the process, but the act can be subjected to other breaches. So we are making this recommendation cognizance of the fact that that act could attract sanctions from other courts as the case may be.
The committee also recommended a probe into some transactions involving Access Pharmacy.
Our second finding, Honorable Deputy Minister, is in respect of the fact that there was no formal agreement between the Greater Accra Regional Hospital and suppliers who were named in the documentaries. That is to say, Access Pharmacy and Starrate Company. No formal agreement between them. It had a relationship. They maintain a working relationship with these two organizations. The third finding is about payment of money in US dollar. So we found that payment was made in US dollar instead of Ghana cedis by a client, precisely Perfect Sunday, into the UBA bank dollar account of Access Pharmacy. And the money was for implants, accessory equipment, and consumables. And we held the view that this violated the Bank of Ghana rules.
Chairman of the investigative committee probing into the Fourth Estate's Medical Kalabule, Alhaji Dr. Yusuf.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house,
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic Verse. Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. I am Ijubi Wiafe Akintin. Let's settle for the details. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama, has warned that escalating tensions in the Middle East could threaten Ghana's disinflation progress despite improving macroeconomic indicators. According to him, the evolving geopolitical environment could influence the central bank's policy deliberations in the coming days. Speaking at the opening of the 129th Monetary Policy Committee MPC meeting, he urged the committee to carefully assess how the current policy stance interacts with the changing macroeconomic environment.
There is a partial offset that geopolitical uncertainty tends to support gold prices. You know the role of gold in our equation. This could benefit our trade balance. But taken as a whole, the net balance of risks from this external shock could be inflation. And hence, this has to be considered in our deliberations. At 3.3%, inflation is not just simply within the band, it is below the lower band. What does it mean for an economy such as ours? In an economy where activity is strengthening, credit is beginning to recover, this committee must assess how the current policy stance interacts with the evolving macroeconomic conditions. Second, as I mentioned earlier, is the geopolitical risk channel and its implications for policy calibration. The external shock we face today is different from the conditions we confronted in January. You remember back then, the principal risk was complacency in the face of success. But today, there is a live external threat to the disinflation trajectory. And whatever decision the committee takes, our communication must reflect both the progress that has been achieved and the risks that remain.
That was Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Esiama. Now, Ghana could face higher fertilizer prices as global supply risk threaten the steady flow of imports into fertilizer-dependent economies. According to the February 2026 Agri-Food Security Monitor report, countries that rely heavily on imported fertilizer, including Ghana, are particularly exposed to disruptions in international shipping routes that supply key agricultural inputs. There's more in the following report.
The report identifies Ghana among West African economies that depend significantly on fertilizer imports routed through major global shipping corridors. Any disruption along these routes could tighten global supply and drive up prices for importing countries. The report notes that African vulnerability is highest among countries heavily reliant on fertilizer imports routed through the Gulf, including Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, and Nigeria in West Africa. The report explains that the global fertilizer trade largely operates on a just-in-time supply model with limited strategic reserves, meaning even short-term shipping disruptions can quickly translate into supply shortages and rising prices. For Ghana, where agriculture depends heavily on imported nitrogen and phosphate fertilizers, sustained supply constraints could increase input costs for farmers and potentially affect planting decisions and crop yields. The report warns that tightening fertilizer supplies and rising prices could ultimately place additional pressure on agricultural production and food prices across Africa's import-dependent economies.
That was a business desk report filed by Daniel Joe-Mensah. Now, the World Bank has committed $335.83 million to support improvements in Ghana's education sector under the Ghana Accountability for Learning Outcomes project. The funding package comprises $150 million from the International Development Association and $185.83 million in trust funds aimed at strengthening teaching quality and learning outcomes across schools nationwide. Speaking during a visit to Mahia Basic School in Osu as part of his official trip to Ghana, Managing Director and Chief Knowledge Officer of the World Bank Group, Pascal Donoho, said the initiative forms part of efforts to build stronger human capital and improve education outcomes in the country.
We know that investment in children, investment in education, is not only an investment in them, it is an investment in the great future of this great country. And I wanted to come here to Ghana to see this project and to understand the impact that our work is having on their future. And I'm so glad to be here. I can see the excellent partners that we have in the teachers, in the principal, in the staff of the school, and I want to thank the principal and all of the school staff for their hard work, their professionalism, and their dedication to their pupils, because we depend on your work. I want to thank the Honourable Minister, the Department of Education, and the Government of Ghana for their recognition of the importance of education and for them being excellent partners in working together to support the young people of Ghana and by doing so to support their future.
Pascal Donohoe is Managing Director and Chief Knowledge Officer of the World Bank Group. And that's all for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by Republic Bank. We are the one for you. Join the Republic verse. Do more, shine more, big up. I am Ijubi Wiafe. I can see up next is Point Blank.
Mr. Kojo, 1 minute before you go to work. The AC you said you want to fix, it won't work.
Why?
Because the electrician will come and chisel my wall. It will make my building weak. Wait, is that a puppy? No animals in my house, oh.
Kojo knows all the challenges about renting. That was his reality until he discovered Republic Bank. With Republic Bank's flexible mortgage solutions, you can move from tenant to homeowner quickly. Imagine stepping into your own home, a place for your family to grow and create memories. Big up. Join the Republic verse. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Are you ready to revolutionize the future of agriculture? The Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, in partnership with the Ghana Exim Bank, proudly presents the Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026. The fair will feature exhibitions, market linkages, masterclasses, and workshops on climate-smart farming, digital tools, and export development. Join us at the Black Star Square from March 17 to March 19 at 9 a.m. each day. The President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, will be assisted by the Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the Honorable Elizabeth Ofuswejari, and the Chief Executive of the Ghana Exim Bank, Honorable Sylvester Adina Mensah, to open the fair. Government agencies, agrotech firms, startups, farmers, financial institutions, and the general public are all welcome. To exhibit or for inquiries, call 0559 679326 or 0242 585419. Media partners: Daily Graphic, Media General, Radio Gold, Citi FM, and Channel 1 TV. Ghana Agrotech Fair 2026, transforming agribusiness through local innovation and technology.
Get ready to save big with Shop LG at Max Buy promo. Enjoy up to 30% discount plus amazing gifts like LG handheld Bluetooth speakers, brand souvenirs, etc. Better LG products beer, na Max Buy and Soto. Say your TV, washing machine, refrigerator, soundbar. Oh, and you acquire Max Buy outlet here this way. Na koya was shopping. Medina, Junction Mall, West Hills Mall, Circle, Dacoman Junction, La Paz, and the Takrady store. Shop LG, shop Max Buy. Better Itel A100 smartphone and an Itel 32 and a 43-inch TV. Now for free young phone, Ecofie. What's here? Call 054 401 9552 or visit maxbuy.com.gh.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
This is Point Blank on Eyewitness News. I am Umaru Sandamadi. Tonight on Point Blank, we are doing constituency and MP focus. And we are going to the Cheriponi constituency of the northern region. Cheriponi in the northeast region. Well, after the demarcation of the regions, or the redemarcation, Cheriponi became one of six constituencies in the northeast region. My guest is a member of parliament representing the people of Cheriponi, Honorable Seidu Al-Hassan Alajo.
That's correct.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Cheriponi is in northeast. It used to be northern because I know Saboba Cheriponi used to be one district.
That's correct.
So, and Saboba people are Konkomba people.
That's correct.
And Cheriponi are Chokosi people.
Chokosi, and some good percentage of Konkombes as well.
And Konkombes as well. Because it used to be Saboba Cheriponi.
Yes.
And then you were divided into Saboba separate, Cheriponi separate.
Yeah.
Now that they are creating a new region,
we found ourselves in the northeast.
But I thought that the creation of the regions were mostly based on ethnicity, so that northeast people would be Mamprusi and maybe other Bimobes. The northern region will take care of Dagombes.
Northeast couldn't have stood as a region without Cheriponi.
Okay.
Because per what the referendum and other stuff, they needed six districts to form a region.
Okay.
So if we had fall out, like Northeast would not stand. So they lobbied through Cheriponi so that we could
be with them.
And then.
Oh, so you are the decider.
We decided the Northeast.
You are the boundary between the northern region and northeast, but of course the boundary is longer than that. But
yes.
you are one of the key boundaries.
Exactly. We have share boundary with Saboba, Yendi, Gushehu, and Bunkpurugu Yunyo as well.
These are all Togo. So the last time I came to Saboba and Cheriponi, I was with the then Minister for Defense, Dominic Nitiwo.
That's correct.
A number of politicians who are Konkomba. That was the time that they had this conflict between Chokosi and we came by helicopter. It was my first ride in a helicopter. I was scared to death. I see. Interesting. So allegiance-wise, in terms of tradition, where do the people of Cheriponi...
Traditionally, we fall under the Yana.
So you go to Yendi? You don't go to Nalerigo? You don't go to... it's Nalerigo, right?
Under House of Chiefs, it's so complex.
You're under Nalerigo?
Under Nalerigo. Traditional, but when it comes to traditional authority, we fall under Yana. Yendi.
Which means that... but you are not Dagombes?
We are not Dagombes. We are Chekosis and Konkombes and other tribes, including Bimobes.
But you consider your traditional ruler to be the Dagbang, Yana?
Yes.
I see.
That's
correct. Thank you for this education.
That's correct.
Okay. You are a new MP too?
I'm first timer.
First timer.
Fresh.
Eyezu?
Eyeza.
Why did you decide to go to Parliament?
That's, Cheriponi, like I said, we decided the Northeast region. We lack so many things. So many things. It's one of the deprived areas in Ghana you can think of. Very deprived.
Between you and your twin place, Saboba, which one is richer?
Saboba is, I would say, quite better.
Okay.
Quite better in terms of infrastructure, in terms of a lot of infrastructure and social amenities.
You border Togo?
We border Togo to Sansanu Mango to the east.
Okay.
Yes. So my motivation comes from where my people, the kind of suffering, what we go through on daily basis. I feel I have the capacity and I can serve the people, deliver some social amenities and infrastructure and also employment for the people so that we can also benefit the Ghanaian cake, like I should put it.
A lot of the times when I host representatives of constituencies from rural areas, I want to paint a picture of the constituency. And again, I have a general knowledge of the north, so it helps. Now, when we say Cheriponi, what kind of township do you have? The capital will be Cheriponi, of course.
Cheriponi, correct.
Which other towns and villages do you have that make
so
up the constituency?
Cheriponi, we have the next community, or I would say the next largest community would be Wanchiki.
Okay, so Wanchiki is
Wanchiki is the other larger community addition to Cheriponi. Then we have other communities including Garinkuka.
Okay.
Garinkuka
means the town of the baobab tree.
Okay.
Kuka means Kuka is a baobab tree.
First time knowing this.
You don't speak Hausa?
I don't.
Oh, okay, sorry. So when you hear Kuka that's a baobab tree, and Gari means town.
Town, okay.
It's possible you have Hausa people there.
We have a lot. A lot of my support base is Hausa.
Okay.
And the Zungu.
Do you have my people there?
A lot. My women organizer is a Fulani.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So I have Mr. Shaibu. He was there.
Oh, okay.
To campaign for me.
Interesting.
So
Shaibu from Bonkatamasu.
Yeah. So I like him a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you have. What's the population of the constituency?
Voter population is about close to 30,000.
30,000.
But the population in general is, I would say, 60 to 70,000.
So you are small,
small,
but it's widely
spread.
It's spread. Okay,
It's
so you have
spread.
a lot of villages.
Yes,
and
we
small
have
towns.
Cheriponi. We have over 200 communities or villages.
Interesting.
Over that number.
I want to. If I flew a drone over Cheriponi, would I see a tarred road?
You may not, because there's some small, like I would say about 2 kilometers from Garinkuka to Adare. No, not even to Adare, to Sankpong. Close to Sankpong. It didn't even reach Sankpong. So that one you see, but Cheriponi, the entire Cheriponi, you will not see any.
Your capital town,
yes,
the Cheriponi itself. The road is not tarred.
That is my motivation for
being here. It's not coated. It's not bitumen.
Nothing.
It's not asphalt.
Nothing.
So when a car speeds past, then there's brown dust in the air. Is gravel road?
It's currently, we are in Hamatan. You took me, but let me greet my people first. let me say hi to them before.
Okay, then let me reintroduce you properly.
Yes, before
I started from a very high end.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
so,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That makes me.
People of Cheriponi,
yeah.
Your MP is my guest, Seidu Al-Hassan Alajo, NDC MP, new term, first term MP. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good evening to the people of Cheriponi and all NDC, MPP, CPP, everybody in Cheriponi. I'm here to represent you and to share my thoughts on happenings in Cheriponi with Citi FM 97.3 FM.
Do you have a?
And we also have a local.
Do you have a radio station?
Local radio station there. I'm sure a lot of people are listening to that radio station.
What's it called?
La Maria FM.
La Maria FM.
They follow you every Monday to Friday.
Oh wow!
So and currently, I'm sure a lot of people are watching.
Beautiful.
So thank you, La Maria FM, for making it possible for people of Cheriponi to listen to our conversation.
La Maria FM, we salute you this evening for...
The manager is Ali Dukarande.
Ali Dukarande. I know Karande.
You know him.
He's a teacher?
Yes. No.
Okay, I have a Karande friend from... Okay.
We have Karande is
Karande is a popular surname there.
It's a large family.
Oh, okay.
They are everywhere, including Accra.
Oh, okay.
So yes,
I have Karande in Cheriponi, but I don't know.
One of them is a headmaster at Garinkuka Senior High School right now.
Okay,
he's a senior brother to me as well.
Okay, interesting.
Yes,
I have Karande in Cheriponi, but I don't know.
It could be that's the family. That's the only Karande we have in Cheriponi.
Okay,
that family.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you for explaining to me. So let's go back. I thought you were going to speak a language that maybe many people would understand in your constituency.
The English is fine.
English is fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I've just got some information from our correspondent Aminu Mohammed Alabira. He says I should send his regards to you.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
he's a very good, nice guy. He is always in my constituency covering us live.
He's possibly looking for a fourth wife. Do you know he has 3 wives?
We are entitled to that. I'm also looking for another one.
Hey, my brother.
So I have one more.
Okay, so now let's go back to the constituency. So I'm trying to paint a picture. You're saying to me that if I come to the whole of Cheriponi constituency and the capital town itself, in this Hamatan season, when cars or motorbikes...
It's very dusty.
The road is not bitumen.
It's very dusty. No...
Is it that it used to have and they removed, or it has never been?
No, it has never had.
So your whole life, your roads have been
dusty? It has been like that since Nkrumah time.
So when they say I'm going to the street side, you are just literally going to the gravel road.
It's the gravel road. And the gravel, if we have a gravel road that is even proper gravel, it's okay.
It's not?
It's not.
It's like a cattle track.
This is, I wish you go there. It's indescribable.
Wow.
So I'm doing everything to make sure that we do our best to fix some of them before for the next 4 years.
You are a district, right?
It's a district, yeah.
Do you have urban roads and those feeder roads?
We have that. Currently, I must say that the president came there and gave his words that our roads will be fixed, will be worked on. I'm in talks with the Minister for Roads and Highway. Very fantastic guy. I like him a lot. So he's been very supportive. Yeah, Gavins. He's been very supportive, and I can tell you that Yendi, our main road, which is Yendi Cheriponi Road, has been there for centuries. It has never been tied, never been worked on. It's rainy season, we can't go to Yendi, we are cut off.
Wow.
And through him, currently work is progressing steady, not fast, not at a rate that as MP I want it.
Mm-hmm.
As people of Cheriponi, I'm sure they don't also like it. I'll say, is at a chameleon pace.
The speed of a chameleon.
Yeah, it's just like
very
slow.
Very slow.
Yes, very slow. So that is very worrying to my people as well.
Wow.
So we need it to be done. So this road was awarded to a contractor in 2016. Unfortunately, we lost power. And when we lost power, the road was abandoned. So abandoned for 8 years. No contractor worked on the road for the past 8 years. After we resumed power in 2025, quickly we mobilized. The contractor went to site and is still working on, but at a very slow pace.
So because you don't have a working road, I can't ask whether you have a drainage system.
We don't.
You can't have gutter.
We don't.
There's no road.
We don't. Another road that I have to say the minister is doing well is the Saboba Cheriponi Road. Currently, as we speak, the contractor is also on site, working that is going very fast, faster than the Yendi one.
When you say working, what is he supposed to do? He's supposed to put bitumen on it, or just put gravel and make it more
gravel
look nice?
And then tied. It's going to be tied from Saboba to Cheriponi.
That's the assurance that you have.
Assurance, yes. And then I've spoken with the contractor. The minister has assured me. The deputy minister has also assured me. And then I can see the work. The work is progressing very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, I've just received a message from Karande. He said he's the one you are talking about. It's the same Karande.
Oh, okay.
So that's my friend in your constituency.
That's right.
So if anything happens, he's the one who's been giving me feel like small.
Okay.
How about market? Do you have Okay, so if I'm in Asham and every day I want to buy anything, I can go inside and buy.
Yes.
Is that the same with Cheriponi, or you have to wait for market
this
day?
Is a rural constituency or district, predominantly farmers. We grow all kinds of cereals, tuber crops, yam, potatoes, cassava, cereal like corn, maize, millet, granules, sorghums, anything we cultivate there, except cocoa. So, and then sesame, which happen to be our cash crop.
Okay.
So, anything that you can buy in Accra, some of the food you see here at Mankola or at anywhere is from Cheriponi.
Yeah, but my question is that, is every day a market day, or market day is fixed on a certain day, or
we have
every 3
market
days?
days on certain days. So every 6 days.
It's a market day.
It's a market day. But we have other markets. That's Cheriponi market. We have one chicken market. We have Garinkuka market. We have Nansoni market, Tambong market, Naja. So we have market across the entire district.
But Cheriponi will be the biggest market.
The biggest market.
And it happens only once every 6 days.
Once every 6 days. But you can buy anything that you can buy on the market day on any other day.
Oh, okay. There are stores and
there are stores.
Okay.
And there are market women who we call it Yara, or is something like that. So any other day, even if it doesn't fall on market day, you can get all the items you can get on market day to buy.
Electricity in your district, how extensive is it?
Very bad. We have lots of communities still not connected to the national grid. I currently spoke with the Minister for Energy and Green Transition. We sent some surveyors, engineers to the constituency to survey some of the communities that are not connected. So currently we done with the survey of those communities that are not connected. We have a lot. There are over 100 that are not connected to the national grid. So the minister has given me his word, so that he is going to expedite action on those on that report, so that we can start work on connecting some of our communities to the national grid.
What about health? What is the highest health facility?
The health situation is terrible.
Do you have a district hospital?
We do have a district hospital, but currently, luckily, for the past years, it has been one doctor. But fortunately for us, we now have two doctors. Last year, through the health director and then my DC, myself, together with the health minister for health, and then the regional health director, we were able to bring one doctor addition to the one we have. So we have two doctors now. As
for the whole district?
For the whole district.
Of over 50,000 people?
Yes. That's to tell you how bad it is. And quite apart from the doctor-patient ratio, we also have facility-wise, it's very poor.
So it's a district hospital?
It's a district hospital. Mostly,
but it doesn't look like
it doesn't. It's not up to the standard.
Is it blocked though? Is it cement block building?
It is.
It is with iron.
Well, cement, very nice building structure and all that.
Okay.
But you may have a facility and structure down, but what goes into it?
So
to
furniture,
provide quality health care.
You don't have that.
Some of them.
Does it have an ambulance?
We do.
Okay.
Which is in good shape.
Okay.
So we usually get referral to Saboba, which happen to be the closest hospital.
So Saboba is bigger hospital than yours
compared to Cheriponi, and that of Yendi, Tamale, and then Naleru. Sometimes we prefer to even go to Togo to seek help for healthcare.
Really?
We do that more than even going to Ghana.
Because it's easier. It's shorter.
Easier. It's shorter actually, and then the language too. We speak the same language.
Oh.
With the same.
So when you're crossing, you even know you're crossing to another country.
No, it's just every community or every house in Cheriponi has a house in Togo.
So
you go there, you are going to your own house.
So it means that you have both CFA and CD in your pocket.
Sometimes yes.
Depends on which side you are.
Yeah, you want to go. So we are brothers. It's just artificial boundary.
How close is Saboba to you compared to the Togo town where people
Saboba is closer to us than Togo.
Okay, I mean, because you say people go there for health care.
Yes.
I want to understand why, if it's distance.
And Togo, not the distance as such. Sometimes, like I said, the language.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you go to Togo, you are going to your own people.
Okay.
You don't feel like you are a stranger. You don't at all.
Do you have big private hospitals in there?
No, Cheriponi, no private hospital.
So apart from the district hospital, do you have CHIPS compounds?
A lot.
And you have clinics?
We have clinics.
Okay.
CHIP compound, we have clinics in Wanchiki as well.
Okay. What about water? Where do you get your water from?
That's another problem that we are seriously facing currently. Currently, our water situation is very poor. Do
you have Ghana water, or you do sanitation?
Small town water.
Mm-hmm. So you have boreholes?
We have boreholes.
That's
unfortunately, the boreholes are not serving the purpose, because sometimes you drill and then the water, you may get salty taste. You have to treat it.
And you don't have reverse osmosis machines?
Yes. So it also comes with cost. And so the idea is to connect the water to the River Oti, which separate Ghana and Togo.
Mm-hmm.
So that river, if we are able to do that, the water crisis or the water issue in Cheriponi will be solved.
What about education? Do you have a secondary school?
We do have one senior high school.
Government
and
owned?
Multiple junior highs.
You have private secondary schools?
No. We have
only
one.
So Cheriponi Senior High is the only one you have
Chestec,
over there?
Yes.
So I won't ask whether you have a tertiary institution, whether you have a university.
We are working.
Do you have
together.
a teacher training college and nursing?
We don't.
You don't have a nursing?
We don't.
Interesting. But what's the state of your primary schools?
Do
you have schools under trees, or all of that being taken care of?
We are working hard together with the government and that of the district assembly to eradicate that. Some of our schools, very deplorable. Some sit under trees, and we are working to build classrooms. We have started building some schools. So far, we have even commissioned some of them. And then cheap compounds, we built and commissioned some of them as well. Some are also under construction.
So your problems are clearly very big and they are clearly defined. You are the new member of parliament.
That's right.
What is your plan to fix this? And there are a lot of messages coming for you. So let me just read this one.
That's correct.
Joseph Gerela. Okay, that's fine. It's not him. It's not him. Someone is sending messages to just celebrate you. But yes, what are you going to do to solve this problem? Because you know the problem already.
The problem is well known.
You grew up there? You grew up in Cheriponi?
Yes. The problem is well known.
Okay.
Every kid on the street of Cheriponi knows the problem. You see, my plan is, and then my plan is in line with the government's plan.
Mm-hmm.
The road sector, we've started construction of the Yendi Cheriponi road, which is the main headache, because we have businessmen and women. We have businessmen who travel on that road to Accra for business, to Kumasi, to Yendi, to Tamale every day. So the idea is to get that road fixed.
So your major priority is
the major priority is our road.
If you fix it,
if we are able to fix Yendi Cheriponi road, Yendi Saboba road, and then Bintri Cheriponi road, it will open up the place.
I know
to
Bintri.
Business. So Bintri Cheriponi road.
I did Bintri to Nalerigu.
Yes. So Bintri to Nalerigu is artifact.
Yes.
But Bintri to Cheriponi, and that is something that I have to go into politics. That is more something that we feel like we were neglected in the past 8 years. Because of us, Northeast was formed. If not, without Cheriponi, Northeast cannot stand. Then we join Northeast, then you leave us behind.
I was going to ask that because
you leave us behind. That is unfair.
But you are a small region. Northeast, you have 6 constituencies, so it should be easy to develop, and that's why we do decentralization.
You see, I'm talking about Cheriponi, but let me add Bumpuruku and Yoyo to it.
Mm-hmm.
We have the same, or I should say, similar problem.
Because you are far.
We are far from where? Accra.
You are far from Nalerigu.
We are not far from Nalerigu. So look at, if Jerry Onrori was able to send electricity from Accra to Tamale, to Cheriponi, to Bolga, we cannot do road from Nalerigu to Cheriponi. It's not far. It's just because we felt like we were left out. And I trust my people, we pay them dearly.
That's why you voted against.
Exactly.
So it means that if you don't do it, they will also
exactly.
vote against
I know the consequences, and that is why I'm always on my government to deliver on our mandate. So
how many constituencies? So you NDC won Cheriponi, Bumpurugu, where my friend is, and Yoyo.
Yes.
Okay. Then you left. Nakpanduru is not a constituency.
Bumpurugu and Nakpanduru, they are the same constituency.
So Nakpanduru is inside Bumpurugu.
Yes.
Okay. Then you have left Wale, Gambaga,
and then
Yagba.
Yes.
And Nalerigu.
Yes.
For MPP.
That's right.
So they took 4.
So that place is developed compared to the other 3.
Okay, so they took 3 and you took.
And we took 3. We share it.
But is it not because they are closer to Tamale, which used to be a former regional capital?
Tamale is even far. Nalerigu is far to Tamale than Cheriponi and Cheriponi and.
So what could be the reason? Because
the reason is just the leadership didn't.
But they were there for just 8 years. These stories you are telling me could not be as a result of the last 8 years.
It was just, I would say, discrimination. I would say that because somebody didn't want to do it.
You sound very emotional. On
I have to be, because when you look at this kind of suffering, the kind of pain we go through every day, in fact, we don't deserve this.
So when you go back home, people come to you with these complaints, or you already know them, so you don't need to.
You may know the issues, but they still need to remind you, and they feel that you need to be reminded. And I appreciate that reminder every day. So that
here's a case: you have come to Accra, they've elected you to be their MP. Your NDC has over so many MPs, so if you are not careful, nobody even mind you. You've not been given an appointment.
That is very true, but that's not NDC we know. The NDC we know is capable of maybe performing and delivering on every constituency. Our job is to touch at every corner in Ghana, not just at one corner. We may have the super majority. Yes, I need a job. I need job for my people. I need water like other MPs also do. But that should be an advantage. If we are able to maintain our number, develop our constituencies, then we all come back to the chamber next 4 years. NDC will be in power again.
You are positive that there will be the developments you are looking for in your constituency to be done over the next 3 years?
I'm very optimistic about it.
You have seen signs that it will be done for you?
Of course. I'm not just saying it. I've seen it. I've met the ministers. I've met people who matter in those critical areas. And then I have the firm belief that we will deliver.
Honorable Seydou Alhassan Alajo, what does Alajo mean?
Alajo, you see, is in our language.
Which language though?
Chekosi.
Okay.
When let's say you give birth and that child dies, and then you give birth to another child and he dies. Somebody, the third child, somebody will come out to say, when you give birth to that child, they'll say, I'm going to throw the child away, and somebody will say, I will buy.
And that's what you are. Or
that's my father.
Your father. Oh, okay. Because
that's my surname.
Oh, okay.
So my name is Seydou.
Seydou. Okay.
Yeah. So somebody will say, I will buy the child. So don't throw the child away. I'll buy the child, and then they will name the child.
I get you.
So that is how
And you're also Alhassan.
That's my middle name.
Okay, so you are twin brother. You're twin brother.
No, I'm not twin.
Seydou Alhassan.
Yes.
Alhassan usually is Alhassan Husseini.
That's right.
Very well. Honorable Member of Parliament for Cheriponi, it's been great having you in studio tonight. I pray that you succeed. I am happy with your agenda to fix your village constituency. I'm using that advisedly.
Thank you.
And I pray that you succeed, so that by the next 4 years when we speak, you will say to me that there are beautiful tarred roads, maybe bitumen, asphalt in your township. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much for having me.
So that's the Member of Parliament for Cheriponi. He was my guest on Point Blank. I am Umaru Sandamado. I did this tonight with Ejubi Afia Kintin, produced by Beverly London, Kwabena Wilson, Sami Wiafi, and Juliana Odami Asari. Desmond Nyako helped us with the technical production and new media support from Edwin Kwakofi and the team. We'll be back tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Samuel Atemensa takes over your radio with Footprint. Have a good night.